Makes sense.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
So, Matala, will lead to sending you the link. No.
All right. All right. Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you very, very much, sir.
Okay. You should see the link.
Let me share it across. Sorry.
Can you see?
Yes. Yes, I have. Let me share it across to the participants.
Okay.
Yes, I have. Let me share it.
Check the one I just sent you now.
Okay, I should use this
That
one.
one is not completed. Yeah, that one is not completed.
Okay, I'll use this other one now. So.
Mr. Lucky, if you can just stop sharing your screen for a while, so you can continue when the class officially starts. Thank you. I want to share a video.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Mr. Peter.
Yes. Thank you very, very much. I think the event is about starting. We'll start officially by 4. But for now, there is this interlude. This interlude will serve as a time taker till 4. But still, anyone that comes in, we are encouraged to mute our microphones. Make sure that audio is set and ensure that we are calm for the session. Thank you very, very much. When the session begins officially by 4, we will proceed. Thank you again.
That co-hosting is still not working, no. But this time around, it shows us we can do it. But I don't know whether the update has not fully taken place. So I would say let's leave it to maybe let's see by the next class on Saturday and see what will happen. So we'll just go what we have for now. So, and the facilitator said he would like to share his screen so he can be moving at his own pace. So we'll just be on the call and on the lookout for anybody that wants to misbehave during the call. But it's not still showing us it's showing us that we can do it, but it's not giving us the option to do it. So that's the issue now.
I think that's not
okay.
All right.
Okay, quick one, Gabriel. So you have to take note of the number of participants coming in. I think we have just one speaker today, right? But then
Yes.
probably when you get to the 90 something, you can now zip up and let every other person join on YouTube. Or do we have access to more than 100 participants now?
I think it's still 100 that it's showing us.
Okay, so I think that has not activated. Let's just hold on and hope that the next session we have all of.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe the update has not fully taken place. I don't know.
Yes, the update has not fully taken place. I think so
So
too.
maybe we'll see by next class on Saturday and see what happens.
Yeah, true. All right, well done. I'm going off now.
So you can tell the participants to start joining. It's 4 o'clock. So
Yes, they will start coming in. I had already shared the link. Now just share the link across. So we can't hear the audio of this song.
All right, it's 4 o'clock. For those just joining us now, I want to use this medium once again to welcome everybody that's coming on board. Um, I don't think there is any need to panic. If you're coming in here, if you're in here, you know the reason why you're here. And just to simplify it for those that may be found wanting, this is the Growth for Sustainable Agricultural Initiative, and it's a farmers project applying technology to farming. So please, as you're coming in, you look at the the flyer that's there. You see that we are advised to mute our microphones, to set our audio, and to be settled and get ready for the lectures. And again, you're very much welcome as you come in. I see our number is increasing. We are 42 now. We are 42. Welcome 46. And we keep increasing as the time goes on. My name is Peter Joseph, and I welcome you once again to this session. This is the 4 to 6 session, and in this session we will learn a lot. I mean a lot. Get a lot from it. So in the meantime, please, you just keep calm, mute your audio, mute your video till we begin fully. Okay. All right, please, I want to ask that the interlude should stop for a minute, please. Please, I thank you very, very much. In case you did not hear me before, my name is Peter Joseph, and I will be the MC for today's session. This is the 4 to 6 session, and the Growth for Sustainable Agricultural Initiative is going to be taking place here. The facilitators, as we all know, will be teaching, and this is a farmers project that is indeed remarkable. It is very rare for you to see places that they apply technology to farming, and when technology is applied to farming, it gives massive outputs. So, without wasting much time, we will proceed immediately to the introduction of this session. We do not hope to waste time, and we just ask that please people should imply to the rules. As you come in, you mute your audio. Thank you. You mute your video. I can see hands up, but I will attend to you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So
please, Mr. Joseph, before you continue, thank you very much. I just want to say we are currently at maximum capacity for the Google Meet. For those, there are still a lot of people in the waiting room. So please let them know in the group chat that the rest of them can join through YouTube because we're currently maxed. Thank you.
Okay, I think that they can hear, and from that information I've just got, we've all heard that if there's anyone,
yeah, I'm saying for those that are not on the call, there are still
okay,
like 13
okay.
people in the waiting room.
All right.
So you can just
let me contact the PO, the project officer, too. All right. Thank you very much for that information. So at this point, I will invite someone very important to kick this session to the start. I will invite the person of McDonald Cookie. He's the PO. In case you don't know the meaning of PO, it's the project officer for this incredible initiative, and he will start with the introduction for the Growth GSAI. That's the Growth for Sustainable and Agricultural Initiative. And he will begin that as soon as possible. Please, as we give the floor to him, please, I want to confirm, are you here, sir?
Yes.
All right.
Good
Thank you very, very
evening,
much. Thank you very
Mr.
much. The floor is
Peter.
for you.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Peter. Good evening, Mr. Peter. Good evening, everyone on the call. Okay, I want to confirm, can you see my face and can you hear me clearly?
We can see you, we can hear you.
All right.
Yes,
We
we
can
can. We can.
we can see you.
All right. All right. Thank you very, very much for that. My name is McDonald Cookie, and yes, I'm a Nigerian. My name is McDonald Cookie, and I'm a project officer for the Better Farmers. I'm a project officer for the Better Farmers Training Projects. The project for the Better Farmers Training Project, and I am going to give a brief overview of the Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative. That's what I'm going to do right now, and then give a brief overview of the Better Farmers Training Project. For those of us that are just here and are just joining us, and you are wondering what the Better Farmers Training Project's all about, I'm just going to do that right away. All right. So GSAI simple is an acronym for Growth for Sustainable Agricultural Initiative. Growth for Sustainable Agricultural Initiative. Now, most of us are not new to GSAI. Most of us are new to GSAI. So for those of us that are new to GSAI, it stands for Growth for Sustainable Agricultural Initiative. I do love
All
that
right.
name.
Please, I'm very sorry. Please, I'll have to ask that those that their audios are on, please just turn it off. The Kelvino, please. Thank you very much. Your audio is on, and a lot of other people, so that others can hear for the benefit of others. Thank you very, very much. Please, sorry about that, McDonald. Please continue. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And I also hope that our participants on YouTube are also with us here. If you're on YouTube, please, in the chat box on YouTube, just let me know that you are with us. Thank you very much. GSAI is Growth for Sustainable Agricultural Initiative, and it's a non-governmental organization that supports African farmers in adopting sustainable and profitable agricultural practices to improve food security and production. So GSAI is a non-governmental organization, and it aims to train farmers. It aims to support farmers. It aims to bring sustainable and profitable agricultural practices to improve food security and food production. How does it do this? It does this by partnership, by collaboration, and also by organizing impactful programs and trainings that educate farmers. And this training, where you are, is one of those impactful trainings to make farmers better. That brings me to what is the Better Farmers Training Project all about. So you saw the flyer, Better Farmers Training Project. It's very simple. From the word better, once you remember the word better, you will tell yourself at the end of the 3 weeks of this training, one question you should ask yourself is, have I become a better farmer? You are here to attain the Better Farmers Training Project. At the end of the project, one key question that should be in your mind is, have I become a better farmer? So the Better Farmers Training Project is an initiative of GSAI aimed at training and equipping farmers in Nigeria and globally with a dedicated focus on producing well-trained and high-producing farmers. The sweetest part about this Better Farmers Training Project is that it's in 3 batches, and each batch aims to train participants on 2 agricultural problems that will be solved or reduced to their barest minimum. Each of the training batch of Better Farmers Training Projects trains participants, trains trainees on 2 agricultural problems that will be solved or reduced to their barest minimum. That's what the Better Farmers Training Project is all about. We want to make you better. We want that as a farmer, we now tell ourselves that every training batch will come up with 2 agricultural problems. Our goal is that these problems will be solved or they will be reduced to the barest minimum. And for this very first batch of training, we are focusing on 1, the IPM, integrated pest management, 2, digital agriculture and agri data management. So you are in the right place and you are in the right place to learn. So I'm going to really love all of us to sit tight, grab your pen and paper. You are ready to go on a long journey. I think I'll be re-echoing this during every class. One question that will be in your mind at the end of the 3 weeks training is that I attended the Better Farmers Training Project. Have I become a better farmer? So each class, we have our dedicated and expert facilitators. Do well to ask questions, do well to learn. Thank you very much. Before I go, I'm going to give some announcements for the training. So the very first announcement I'll be giving is that the access to this training class and the access to the training materials for the Better Farmers Training Project is completely free. I believe people should be clapping hands for GSAI. And that's our initiative. That's our own way of contributing to capacity development. So the training is free. And now the training links will be dropped 5 minutes to class time on the groups. You notice when you saw the registration link, you registered on the Google form, you got access to a WhatsApp group. So that WhatsApp group is going to be the group in which you're going to get all informations. So the training link will be dropped 5 minutes to the training time. We are sorry today that we were trying to get the link for the YouTube. That's why it came a little bit late. So subsequent trainings, even the training this evening, the link will be dropped on the group 5 minutes to the training time. Then this training, at the end of this training, you can get a recognized certificate. And to get the training e-certificate is an e-certificate, an electronic certificate. So to get the recognized training e-certificate, you need to make a support donation of at least 5,000 naira to support the project. So if you want to get one certificate for a certified integrated pest management trainee, you pay 5,000 naira. But if you want to get for the boats, instead of paying 10,000 naira, you pay 8,000 naira. And the deadline to pay this is on the last day of the training. That's 6 December 2025. And I'm going to drop the account number that we are going to send the money to. Then remember to follow us on all our social media pages, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, and here on YouTube. Thank you very, very much, everyone. Welcome and welcome and welcome to the Better Farmers Training Project Batch A. Sit tight. We'll see on the other side of knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, McDonald. Indeed, that was a very wonderful introduction. I think, again, I'll have to mention that it is indeed an honor for us to see an opportunity where we can learn and devise means in which technology can be applied to farming. We all know farming as very resourceful. Then imagine having adverse means of making it completely successful. I heard him say that if after this initiative, you ask yourself, have I become a better farmer? And your answer is no, there is something wrong somewhere. So once again, thank you very much, McDonald. It was indeed an honor for you to give us that terrible speech. The announcement was clear and sound. And please, I would also love to inform our participants, do not raise your hands. After everything, I will give a sphere in which we can all talk. There is no need to, open up your video or your audio unnecessarily. There will be a sphere in which we can all interact, please. I hope you understand. We will move to the second part of this session. It is the core and the main part of this session. This is where we'll get the up and downs of this lesson. And it is here that we will invite our facilitator to give us the training for today. Our facilitator is here present with us in the person of Mr. Nze Orazurike Lucky. And for someone to be a facilitator, I am sure we all know that he is indeed worthy of that. I have seen his credentials, I've seen all his capacities, and indeed it is marvelous. So for him to be here is even an opportunity for us. It is even a very big, very big magnitude. You know, that presence that you do not deserve, but still, it is still free of charge, and he is here anyways. So invite me, or permit me to invite the person of Mr. Eze Ozurike Lucy. Thank you very much. He is the facilitator and he will be the one training us for today. So please verify if you are present.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good to be here. Thank you, everyone, for taking your time to join us, especially today that we are starting up. Just like my colleagues here have mentioned, please, if there's no need to raise your hand, just type the message. They will collect every questions, and the response will be given. And please do well to mute your mic. Thank you very much. So today, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, today, just hold on. Let me share my screen.
All right. So please give us a confirmation that you're still there.
Yes, I'm still here. I'm just trying to share my screen. Just a little bit. Just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you very much. So this time that we're waiting for our facilitator to, correct and cross the T's, please, I will advise everyone, if you have any questions, so you may not forget, go rush to the message box, put down your question, put down your suggestion, anything you have in mind, so you may not forget. For the sake of not forgetting, just put it down there so we may discuss. It may not only be for you, but for others that do not know. Thank you very much.
Please, are we here? I can't hear anybody's voice here.
Yeah, we are still here. Please just hold on. There's a little bit delay in starting my PowerPoint, please. Hold on.
That's not a problem, sir.
Yeah.
I think I can continue a particular program while. All right. I think it's turning on. So once again, good evening, everyone. In case you're just joining us, this is the Growth for Sustainable. All right. In case you're joining us, this is the Farmers Project, a meeting which will be taught how to apply technology to farming, the ways we can reduce our pests, reduce our problems in the farms, and get a better output on what we are doing in our farms. All right. So while we're still waiting for a facilitator, I would love to inform us that the YouTube channel is open. In case you leave and you try coming back and you're having issues, you know that we have passed the limit for people to accommodate. We have an accommodation limit. I think it's 150 people. So when you leave and another person takes your place, you may not be able to come back. So in that case, I would advise that you just immediately go onto our YouTube. We are live on YouTube, and you can still follow us up there. Thank you very, very much. All right.
I'm sorry for. Are we here?
Yes, sir. We're with you, sir.
Yes, we are with you.
Okay.
Yes, we are with you.
Thank you very much for your patience. We are looking at the integrated pest management, a sustainable approach to crop protection, not just crop protection, but also for livestock production. So it means that we are talking more of pest management for integrated pest management for crops and livestock.
So please confirmation that you're still with us, please.
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, hold on, I'm trying. My slides are not moving.
Sir, please, can we present for you?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and present for me, please.
Okay, sir. I think Mr. Williams should be able to present.
All right. All the same, as we are waiting for our facilitators to continue. All right. Our facilitator is back. Thank you very, very much. Lisa, are you with us?
I'm with you.
All right.
Are you're sharing now for me? Hello, please confirm you're sharing for me.
Yes.
Okay. So we are talking about sustainable approach to crop protection and livestock protection. using integrated pest management. I am the presenter, Nze Ohazrike Lucky. If you can see my slide, you can go through you can read the brief of my bio and contact details. Next slide, please.
Sorry,
Please, I
screen is
cannot
breaking. We are
view
not
the.
hearing you very well.
I can't see even the slide. My name is Pon Namde. Can't see the slide.
All right.
It's your
network. It's your network. You log out and come back. We are seeing the slide.
Okay. So we are looking at concepts, and we'll be looking at after the brief of my bio. The next slide is the section overview. In this particular presentation, we have 6 modules plus capstone. Like you already know, is 2 hours, and it's going to be more of lecture, demonstration, discussion, practical. Module 1, we are here in Module 1, which is the concept and principles of IPM. IPM, in short, in fact, it's the short for Integrated Pest Management. I'll go straight to my introduction.
Not moving.
The slide is not moving. Introduction. Before we talk about integrated pest management, we have to look at why is it even a pest management. So if we are talking about pest management for crops and livestock, it means that we have to look at what is pest. Pests have adverse impacts on agricultural production. It has serious impacts on agricultural production, our natural environment, our lifestyle. Pests or insects may cause problems by damaging crops, food productions, even livestock production, or it will result to serious health hazard to human. The spread of plant pests and diseases has increased in recent years, where we'll be hearing about the outbreaks and the upsurges they have caused. They have caused huge loss to crops and pastures. They have threatened the livelihood of farmers and the food and the nutrition security in future time. Here are some of the recent or recurrent pest insect issues in Nigeria. Because when we talk about the outbreak, we have to understand the effect, or how at large it affects farmers, it affects our livelihood, or our livestock, and their implications. Take for instance, I'll be using mostly I'll be citing examples that are close to us, because most of us are Nigerians, so we are familiar with a lot of issues with pests and the diseases. We talk about forewarn. Forewarn. You know what I mean by forewarn? Normally we call it armyworm. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
So we use an example. Forewarn. What happened, or what is happening? There's a renewed concern about the outbreak of forewarn in maize. Before now, farmers have issues, even non-farmers have issues with armyworm or forewarn. We have this with our cereals, with our crops. For instance, last year, which is 2024, August 2024, we have an instance in Ekiti State where the government issued an advisory concerning the effect and asking farmers to watch out for fallworm infestation. It was even in business day as of August 2024. What is the impact? Fallworm is highly destructive, migratory. It's a migratory caterpillar. It's a pest that feeds on many plant species, maize, as long as it's a cereal crop. You plant sorghum, you plant maize, you plant cowpea, they attack, potentially causing complete yield loss. I will give you an example. A few years ago, I happened to manage a farm where
So I can't hear you again.
We can't hear you here.
in
Your
2
line is
hectares.
breaking.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we
Yes,
can
I
hear
can
you.
Yes, we
hear you
can
now.
hear you.
Hear you.
Okay. It happened that
Can hear you
because of
now.
because of one problem or the other, oversight that was carried out by the farm supervisor and the other set of persons in the farm manager and the agronomist, they didn't put into cognizance concerning the good agronomic practices. 5 hectares of maize and 2 hectares of sorghum all lost because of fowlworm. It attacked in a way that we've never seen. That's a place in Ondo State. It attacked. This is pest for you. It destroys. How do you manage such thing? The recommended strategy is
Yes.
the recommended strategy is integrated pest management. I can give you a lot of examples. Even variegated grasshopper. These are pests. They destroy farmland. They make farmers lose a lot of their crops. Are we talking about grasshoppers, locusts in Bauchi State? You know, we're trying to look at this pest and see reason why we are trying to adopt the integrated pest management. Are we talking about tick? Tick in livestock. Tick in livestock. These are very important aspects where you have a lot of infestations. You can see some cattle or some livestock. They can even run, and you think it's just maybe something that is chasing them, but because they have a lot of insects on their body and they stampede. What is IPM? IPM is integrated pest management. It's a smart and safe way to control pests without harming people or the environment. It combines different simple methods based on good knowledge of how pests live and interact with their surrounding. By using this information, farmers can choose the best and most affordable ways to manage pests and reduce crop damages while keeping the environment healthy. As long as it doesn't harm humans, as long as the ecosystem, the environments remain unharmed, then it's a very good crop management practice. It is a philosophy where we try to manage a pest instead of controlling or eradicating a pest. It requires great knowledge of the pest, crop, and environment. It means that you have to know about the pest that you are trying to control or fight against or try to stop its damages in your farm. You have to also know the crop that they are attacking. You also have to have knowledge of your environment. IPM emphasizes the growth of a healthy crop with the least possible disruption to agro ecosystem and encourages natural pest control mechanism. A pest management philosophy. Why are we trying to introduce or be in this class in the first place? Pest management philosophy. There is no single solution. Number one, there is no single solution to all pest problems. I can tell you for sure that most of the problems we have in our crops are not pest related. But because we are farmers, we don't have the knowledge, the full knowledge of what is happening. We think it's a pest problem, and we use chemical to spray everywhere. Take for instance, maize crop. Your maize crop. After applying fertilizer and herbicide, without considering a lot of things, and you have holes on your maize leaves, what do you think will happen? Somebody that was not there when you spray the herbicides or when you apply fertilizer, the person will say, oh, there is a pest infestation, there's grasshopper eating my crops. Why it is not grasshopper? Why it is not even pest related? But because the farmer does not even have a clear understanding of the problem at hand, they will just go rush, buy pesticide, because that's a normal farmer for you. They will buy pesticide and start spraying. Too much pesticide is even a problem. The reason for this pest management procedure is not to, if it's possible, not to even use pesticide at all. That's why they call it integrated pest management, because you have to, it's a combination of other management practices. Two, relying on only one control measure can cause new problem. It's exactly what we're saying. You say you have a pest problem and you're only using one method. You're using chemical, using pesticide. At a point, the pest even will develop resistance. The example I cited before with the farm that I went to oversee, where you have 5 hectares, that's the problem. They started with pesticide. They keep on spraying pesticide, thinking that it will solve the problem. Before you know, even the armyworm, even the fall, they develop resistance. So farmers should be very, very careful. Always find and correct the root cause of the pest issue. Know your pest. Understand their life cycle and behavior. Create conditions that favors crop growth and discourage pests. Total elimination of pests is needed. Accept that a small amount of damage is normal and manageable. Some farmers don't want to hear that. They want to eradicate every pest that can see. But as long as you have in mind as a farmer that you have to accept some amount of damages, then you have progress. Recognizing there is no cure, there's no cure-all in pest control. There is no single solution. There's no cure-all. IPM is a philosophy, and that is, we recognize that there are no cure. There's no cure-all. It's not cheap, and there's no easy method to manage pests. Reliance on a single tactic will favor pests that are resistant to that practice. For example, relying on glyphosate. Glyphosate, the active ingredient is in a herbicide with the trade name of Roundup, for instance, touchdown, etc., can result in weed species shifts or the development of weed species that are resistant to glyphosate. You have to determine and correct the cause of the pest problem. IPM is a continuous process, not a one-time action. Pest management never ends. Like we've said, it's a journey. It's a journey, not a destination. What do I mean? Pest, it means that pests evolve and adapt. Even when you control a pest today, the next generation may return stronger or resistant. Example, like I've said, the armyworm on maize. Farmers who rely only on one insecticide or pesticide saw that after a few seasons, the chemical stopped working because the pests develop resistance. So what do you do? So control how the pests develop resistance. What do you do? It means that you have to adapt, you have to use other means. You have to start doing some things that they're supposed to do, keeping a good management practices, earlier scouting, putting on traps, using biopesticide, use push-up, use push-pull crops, rotating chemical with different modes of action. This shows that pest control must be updated continuously because if you are using a single chemical, a single pesticide each and every year, you go and buy one particular pesticide, and you keep on using it year in year out. At a point, it will develop all the pests there. They will definitely develop resistance. Now, when I say that pest management never ends, it's a journey, not a destination. When you introduce a new crop, it can attract new pests. So what you know this may fail you towards the end of the year. Because if you're using the same land and you're planting maize, and in the middle you start planting soybeans, or you start planting, there are pests the pests are there, but because they don't attack the maize for soybean, does not attack maize, you think they are not there. So what you know about maize may change. Every crop has its own natural pest. When you plant a new crop, you also invite the pests that feed on it. Example, introducing tomato in an area that mainly grows maize. If a farmer adds tomato to a maize field, pests that were previously absent can suddenly appear. Pests such as tomato leaf miners, like when we have the issue of total absoluta, whitefly, fruit borers, and thrips. These pests were not a problem before because you can see that maize, that's the food they use for maize, but suddenly they introduce tomato inside the particular field. So it also brings in a new pest or a new pest developed. Because maize does not host them. By adding tomato, the farmer creates a new food source for new insect population. Another thing we are going to also consider in us trying to know that the pest management never ends, that it's still a journey, not a destination. Introducing cassava in a vegetable zone. When you introduce cassava in a vegetable zone, do you know what will come up? Now you are introducing cassava mealbulb. You are also introducing cassava green mite and cassava whitefly. Vegetable farmers might not have been prepared for them. That is why even me as a farmer, I so much believe in soil farming. If I'm planting maize, let it just be that I'm planting maize. If I'm planting cassava, let it be that I'm planting cassava, so that I will not bring too much problems into a particular piece of land that I'm trying to use. Then we also consider the environmental condition change. Rainfall, droughts, humidity, temperature shifts can create new pest problems or worsen existing ones.
Moving the slide. The slide is not moving again.
Yes, just hold on. I'm still there. I've not moved from there.
Okay,
It's
sir.
same slide. IPM is a continuous process, not one-time action. That's where I am.
Then please, I'll request that Mr. Bakuno, please mute your mic. Then drop down your hands. I think you're not aware of that. I think.
Okay, so example, we're talking about environmental condition changes. Rainfall, droughts, humidity, and temperature shift can create new pest problems or worsen existing ones. Yes. Example, whitefly and leaf miners in vegetable. During the dry season, whitefly multiply faster because the weather favors them. Farmers must then adjust. That is the truth. Weather affects. During the dry season, whitefly multiply. Take for instance, you can see purple during the rainy season. You will not even see all those white flies attached to them. But immediately there's a dry season, you see they multiply faster. So with that, a farmer should be able to know what to do. Farmer must then adjust. When a farmer adjusts, they adjust their mulching, they adjust their reflective traps, they adjust the neem spray they use. They also adjust in the resistant variety, using use of resistant variety. Once the rain season comes, whitefly drops, but leaf spot disease increases, changing the management plan again. So one of the reasons why we are doing this program is for us to also know and be able at the end of the program to know how to generate or have an integrated pest management plan for your farm. Then, what do we mean when we say that it's a journey, not a destination? Different varieties attract different pests. Different varieties affect different pests. They attract different pests. Maize, tomato, cassava. Some cassava varieties resist whitefly transmitted virus, but others are easily infected. That's the reason why if you are a cassava farmer, for instance, we advise you to use improved varieties, use pest-resistant varieties. Most of the major problem with cassava is CMD. But if you use improved varieties like 419, like 3572, you also use 98/002, they are resistant to CMD. It's not that the whitefly cannot perch on them. No, it will. But the disease it carries, the cassava, these varieties resist them. Other varieties like 95/0289, like NR 8082, NR 8208. You also have CMS 01/1368. These are resistant varieties of cassava. Then, do you know that changing planting time changes pest pressure? Pests have seasons when they are more active. By changing their planting time, you either reduce pressure or accidentally increase it. Example, planting maize early. With first rain, this can reduce armyworm because rain washes off eggs and larvae, and all the natural enemies. They are all more active. Planting maize late. This increases the armyworm pressure because the weather becomes hotter and drier. Then the population explodes. They thrive well in a situation in a weather where it's hot and dry. Maize is at a young vulnerable stage when armyworm number increases. Planting vegetable in a dry season. Dry season favors pests. Have you seen where some of us that plant vegetable like okra? If you plant okra in the wrong time, then you have a lot of pest issues. Dry season favors pests like white fly, thrips, spider mites. The planting in rainy season may increase leaf spot disease, leaf miners. So the timing changes the dominant pest. Then rotation and intercropping also changes pest pattern. When a farmer shifts land from one crop to another, the pest population changes immediately. Example, switching from beans to cabbage. Switching from beans to cabbage. If you change one from one pest from one crop rotational practice to another, then immediately a lot of things can happen. There will be a change. Cowpea pest reduce and it reduces it reduce, but diamondback moth and cabbage aphid appears. When you switch beans to cabbage, cabbage beans we call it cowpea. So when you switch this to this, you have a problem. This disease will go, another pest will come up. Introducing plantain into cassava system. And example, new pests may appear. You have banana weevil, you have nematode, you have banana aphid. If you introduce cassava pests, cassava pest remains, but banana plantain pests become an addition. Impact on natural enemy. New crops changes the habitat for beneficial insects like ladybird, beetles, etc. You will also understand that the journey is just a journey, not a destination. How does IPM work? I'm in slide 11. How does IPM work? We'll look at it. IPM focuses on long-term prevention of pests and their damages by managing the ecosystem. With IPM, you take actions to keep pests from becoming a problem, such as by growing a healthy crop that can withstand pest attack, using disease-resistant plants, rather than simply eliminating the pests that you see right now. Using IPM means you will look at the environmental factors that affect the pest and its ability to thrive. Armed with this information, you can create conditions that are unfavorable for pests. Like we said, if you know that planting on time, planting early will help reduce the armyworm, then that information is very key. It means that when other people are planting, some people will say, okay, wait for the second rain, third rain before you start planting. Then it means that if you can keep to that information, you can use that information, you can plant early, then there will be reduction in armyworm infestation. Principles of IPM. We will look at several principles. Principle number 1, prevention and suppression. We also have monitoring, we have other ones, but look, let's look at prevention and suppression. Prevention is the adoption of measures to reduce the chance of occurrence of pests. Suppression is reducing. Suppression is reducing the impact of pests. Prevention and suppression includes use of adequate cultivation techniques, such as crop rotation, stale seedbed techniques, sowing dates, conservation tillage, pruning, and direct sowing. Monitoring. Harmful organisms must be monitored by adequate method and tools through observation, use of scientifically sound warning, forecasting, advice from qualified advisors. For you to be able to use the IPM correctly, there must be a complete monitoring. We are coming to that. We are still in the introduction of IPM. So we have 6 modules. Just prepare yourself. This is just an introduction. One of the principles of IPM is decision making. No chemical methods, non-chemical methods, pesticide selection. Decision making. Decision making is done based on the results of the monitoring on threshold-based intervention, pest density, and population level. We should also be aware that specific crop, pest life cycle, climate condition, etc. However, the threshold is difficult to define in case of tolerance species. What this particular phrase is trying to explain is decision making is important. You can't just make a decision because you see that one or two of your stand, of your main stand is having pest issues. You do not even calculate the threshold level. You do not even scout. You didn't monitor. You didn't even check. You know, in a hectare of maize, you have population going between 50 to 53,000 stands. If you are using the standard method of planting. So if you only have 2 stands that are having problem, you can't use it to judge the whole farm. So that's why you have to have accurate information before you make a decision. Non-chemical methods are always preferred as first hand, as they are more sustainable with less biological and environmental hazard. Example, soil sterilization or biological control, ecological method. That's a non-chemical method. Pesticide selection. IPM doesn't totally avoid the use of the pesticide. When alternative methods are not properly used, then the pesticides are used for pest control. So because the essence of, like I said before, the essence of using this IPM is, if possible, to avoid use of pesticide or chemical. Because if you tell a farmer today to use because there's a problem in his farm, and the farmer, you advise the farmer to use a particular chemical, and the farmer uses it that time and is favorable. Do you think that the farmer will come to you next time he's planting? Immediately he sees the same kind of thing, he will go back and buy that same chemical, and he may even forget the dosage, and you apply as much as possible to kill the pests. Thereby, it makes it even unfit to eat anymore. Even the environment becomes even start to have problems. Reduce pesticide use. Reduce pesticide use refer to the reduction in the frequency and the dosage or the doses of the pesticide. It helps reducing the side effects of the pesticide. We also have anti-resistance strategy. Unmanaged and haphazard use of pesticide have created the problem of resistance. If you're supposed to use 20 mil and you are using just 5 mil, fine. The first time you use it looks like as if it's working, but you see that if you keep on using that 5 instead of the actual doses for 2, the pest develop resistance. Anti-resistance strategy. Unmanaged and haphazard use of the pesticide have created the problem of resistance, and pests have developed resistance. And the use of pesticide have less effect on them. It includes use
We are
of
not
different
hearing
pesticides
anything
that has
again.
different.
It is getting silent.
Can you hear me?
Please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Continue.
Yes, sir, we can hear
Okay.
you.
I can hear.
Now look at the
We can
evaluation.
hear you, sir. We
We
can
can
hear you.
hear you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Evaluation is an important aspect of the IPM program. It is done based on the record of the use of pesticide, its effects, and many more. Now, these IPM principles are the foundation for pest management planning and implementation. What do? Understand the site management objective. As a farm manager or as an agronomist, or you are new in the system, you don't know what to do. Long term, understand the site management objectives, establish short and long term priorities, decide on your site objective for pest management. Use specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time based objectives when choosing a tool to use. That's a smart tools. Prevent species from becoming a pest at your site. Prevention is the first line of defense against any pest species. How do you even prevent it? Don't worry, we are coming to that. In our next module, we will look at the pests, identify them, and the other things that will follow. But you have to prevent this pest or this problem from becoming an issue. That's why I said you have to first develop an IPM plan for your farm, a very achievable, one that has this that is measurable, time based, that has objectives. You have to monitor, you have to do surveillance, you have to scout, you have to identify and monitor the pest species. Know the life history and the condition that support the pest. Because pests cannot just come into your farm and start growing and and populate your farm. No, something is they are feeding on something. So you have to know the life history and condition that supports it. Understand the physical, both the air, water, food, temperature, shelter, and biological factor that affects the number and distribution of pests and any natural enemy. Conserve natural enemy when implementing any strategy. Take for instance, maize stem borer. You have to know the history. The farmer noticed stem borers every year on maize during the dry and wet transition. What is the condition? Condition that supports it: warm temperature, continuous maize cultivation on the same plot of land year in, year out, and the presence of crop residue, where larvae and overwinter. Management insight: crop rotation with legumes and removal of maize stalk after harvest help reduce infestation. That's one of the problems most people having greenhouse issues, because they are not breaking the cycle. When you have a problem of pest, pepper, tomato, you break the cycle. You break the cycle. You have to know the history. If you don't know the history, you just jump into it. Oh, you just started to be a manager of this farm today. You didn't even ask for the history or the records or the farm records to understand how the previous person there, what he has been doing. You just jump into it. And instead of you breaking the cycle, you still introduce the same crop. The pest will not go. And the example is a plantain farm, where because the farmer did not use a good variety, or did not even treat or sterilize the suckers when they brought them newly. Did not even treat them. just went ahead and planted without considering there could be nematode, there could be other problems attached to it, and plant. After planting, there are a lot of nematode infestation, and they will now also remove it and take it away to another place without actually checking what is the problem or the condition that supports it. Tomato leaf miners. We know the time that we had issues of total absoluta. We have to look at the history. The pests first appeared after introduction of hybrid tomato varieties in the area. We know that. Condition that supports it, hot, dry condition, and continuous tomato cultivation. As of then, they didn't know this, but this when studies were conducted, they now realized that these are the conditions that support it. Management insight: avoid overlapping tomato planting season and use pheromone traps to monitor population. Potato late blight. Some of us plant potato and we experience these issues. What are the history? You have to consider the history. The outbreak usually occur after periods of heavy rain and high humidity. Condition that supports it: cold, wet condition, and poorly drained soil. Can plant them in a waterlogged area or poorly drained soil. Management insight: how do you do that? Proper spacing. Resistant varieties must be planted. Early fungicide application when weather forecast predicts extent wetness. Rice blast. We talk about the history. Recorded in previous seasons on the same field with high nitrogen fertilizer use. When you have this history that there was high dosage of nitrogen use in a particular farm, if you have that information, you will not, even if you plant, you will not go and apply fertilizer that has high nitrogen content. Conditions that support it: high humidity, frequent leaf wetness, and excessive nitrogen. Management insight: balanced fertilization, like I said, and field sanitation reduce risk. We talk about also amphiid and vegetables. Infestation increases during the earlier dry season when natural predators are scarce. Conditions that support it: warm weather, succulent plant growth, and absence of lady beetles. How do you manage this site? Encourage beneficial insects and avoid excessive nitrogen that produces soft growth, that's succulent growth. Rice stem borers. I'm trying to read these examples for us because these are most of the crops that we farmers plant. Rice stem borers. Farmers observe dead hearts and whiteheads in fields that were previously infested in past season, and they do nothing about it. Conditions that support it: continuous rice cropping without rotation. You have to break the cycle. Presence of leftover after harvest of all the rice husk and the rest of it that are left there. Humid weather. You have to plow under and burn rice stubbles after harvest. Rotate with legumes and synchronize planting to break pest cycle. Rice blast. We have also rice brown plant hoppers. We have cassava green mites. These are common problems that we have in our farm. Common in dry season for cassava green mites, in dry season or drought prone years, reported to reoccur on the same farm annually for cassava farmers. What are the conditions that support it? Hot and dry weather, water stress, use of sustainable cassava varieties. Cassava mosaic disease is also observed in fields planted with infested stem cuttings from previous crops. I have witnessed that somebody bought cassava stem, infested cassava stem. In fact, I was looking at it and the person is buying it. And I told the person, there's a problem. This cassava has CMD. He said, no, it doesn't. It's normal thing. It's when the person finished, when the farmer planted, it reduced the farmer's yield. You know, the average yield you can get in a cassava farm when you plant with an improved variety is between 15 to 35 tons per hectare. But I'm telling you that after a whole hectare has been planted, the person did not even get up to 9 tons. It reduced drastically the yield. Condition that supports it: presence of white flies that transmit the virus and planting infested materials. Build partnership and consensus with stakeholders such as communities and decision makers. One of the IPM principles that we know that are the foundation for pest management planning and implementation is to review available tools and best management practices for pest management. Tools and strategy can include both physical and mechanical, cultural, biological, chemical. We also establish the action threshold. You have to decide at the level of pest damage that you will implement. You have to implement a management action that controls pest population. As a farm manager, as a farmer, as somebody that wants to enter farming newly, please, I'm not trying to scare you away, but this is the truth. You can never stop pests from attacking. I have someone that's tried to nurse a tomato and pepper. Started well, it was just growing well, doing well, and suddenly, pest finished everything. Finished. No leaf remained. No leaf remained. Some farmers, after doing that, you will say, "Oh, I've lost." But don't give up. Obtain approval, define responsibilities, and implement preventive best management practices and control treatments in accordance with applicable law, regulations, policies, and integrated pest management plan. Evaluate results of implemented management strategies through authorized monitoring. Determine if objectives have been achieved and modify strategies if necessary. Maintain written records. Some farms, you come there, they don't even have farm record. They don't have farm record. They cannot even boast of what the previous manager or the farm lead did before then. They don't have farm record, which is wrong. They don't have farm record. They don't even record time of planting, expected time of harvest, pest, the first time they apply pesticide or herbicide. No farm record. Maintain written record. Document decisions and the treatments implemented, and record monitoring results, outreach, and education. Inform staff of the pest management issues in and around the site. You have to understand when we say establish the action threshold. An action threshold. What do I mean by action threshold? Action threshold is the point at which pest numbers and damages become higher enough to justify taking control measures. Below this point, the cost of control may exceed the potential loss. Above it, yield or quality loss becomes significant. Action threshold is important. That, take for instance, in your farm of 1 hectare, you notice after scouting, after monitoring, after surveillance, you now notice that the population of worm is half of the plots, or is half of the hectare. When this information that you have armed yourself with, knowing that the population is more than half of the hectare, it will help you. It help you make a very good decision in your farm. How? Do you know that when you know that half of your farm is infested, it tells you the kind of chemicals or the pesticide you're going to use, or the kind of farm management practices you're going to adopt immediately. Then also consider that your farm, maybe you use, for instance, 500,000 naira to establish 1 hectare. And the management practice you want to use will cost you 200,000 naira. Your cost of production itself, I don't know whether somebody is following, because if the cost you are going to incur in using a particular farm principle or farm management practice is higher, there's no need for it. And if if you check after making your decisions and you now realize that after you have finished controlling it, that you will still have enough, but the input you are the input you have added to your farm is lesser, then it's worth it. But if it's not worth it, then you also have to check the alternative management practices. If the threshold action is below, the cost of control may exceed the potential loss. How do you do that? Steps to establish an action threshold. Step one, know the crop's growth stage. Different stages tolerate pests differently. For example, rice can withstand some leaf damages earlier on, but not during flowering or grain filling. Cassava can tolerate leaf feeding earlier, but not when the canopy is fully formed. Step 2, monitor regularly. Observe pest numbers, type of damages that have caused, and crop response using field scouting or traps.
Please, welcome, sir. Mute your mic, please. Please. Mute your mic and your video, please. Thank you very much.
Count insects per leaf, per hill, per plant. Record disease incidence as in based on percentage. 3, determine economic or visual threshold. Use data from research, experience, or local guidelines to decide when pest damage will cause unacceptable loss. If no data exists, farmer can set visual threshold, as in based on observation and experience. Step 4, balance cost and benefit. Compare the cost of control, where you use chemical and labor, with the expected yield loss if nothing is done. If the cost of control is lower than the expected loss, then take action. If it's higher, continue monitoring. Step 5. For those of us that are in business, this step 4, where we balance cost and benefit, is really important. It's really important. Step 5, Decide on the management action. Choose the most appropriate and least harmful method, whether you're going to use biological, cultural, mechanical, or chemical. Take, for instance, rice, stem borer, action threshold. We have 5% dead heart and a whitehead per hill. Action. Apply biological and chemical control or remove infested killers. Brown plant hoppers. Action threshold. You have 10 to 20 insects per hill. At early growth, 5 to 10 insects per hill. At booting and flowering. Action. What are you supposed to do? Encourage natural enemies. If pest density keeps increasing, use selective insecticide. Rice blast. When you have the action threshold at 5 to 10% of leaf showing lesions, action, apply fungicide or adopt resistant varieties. So we should adopt resistant varieties from the start. Look at cassava green mite. In a particular farm, you have a cassava farm, you have the action threshold ranging between 30 to 40% of leaf showing mite, feeding or presence of less than 20 mite per leaf. You know, during those days we were learning, we were taught how to do this. You, with a microscope, you can use and use do monitoring. You just look one of the leaf and look through the handless. You will see. That's what why we're saying visual observation. Action to be taken. Spray botanical or media acaricidia, prone infested shoots and conserve predators. Action threshold may vary by crop variety because resistance and susceptibility, growth stage, market value, environmental condition. It's good for you to note that action threshold may vary based on crop variety, their growth stage, their market value. Stages in crop rotation leading to IPM. Subsistence phase. During this subsistence phase, only natural control, no insecticide use. 2. Exploitation phase. Applying more pesticide, growing hybrid varieties, and get more yield and returns. 3. Crisis phase. Due to overuse pesticides, problems of resurgence, resistance, secondary pest outbreak, increase in production cost. 4. Disaster phase. Due to increased pesticide use, no profit, high residue in soil, collapse of control system. Now, the 5th stage, the integrated management phase. The IPM integrates co-friendly method to optimize control rather than maximize it. At number 1 phase, the subsistence phase, you see that it's only natural control, no insecticide use. You can easily control it. You can easily, use your crop rotation, cultural control, physical method in your farm to pick some things. But when it gets out of hand, we now use integrated management phase. Benefits of IPM program. 1. Protect environment through elimination of unnecessary pesticide application. Protect your environment.
Sorry, sir. Please, Odiba, Mr. Odiba, welcome. Please mute your mic. Mr. Mansour, please mute your mic, please. Thank you very much.
We are still at the benefits of IPM programs. Benefit of using integrated pest management program. It protects environments through elimination of unnecessary pesticide application. Unnecessary pesticide application. A farmer can buy 1 liter, 2 liter of pesticide and empty it inside 2 plots. I've witnessed it. Do you know that if you use a higher dose of pesticide, it can even kill the crop? If the crop succeeds in surviving, then it will have a lot of diseases and pest issues. Benefits. It improves profitability. When you know what to do at a certain time, the right time, it will make you not to run into loss. You start your control in time. You prevent. You monitor. You run surveillances. You do everything possible to reduce the issue at hand. Thereby, at the end of the day, your profit is there. It reduces risk of crop loss by pest. I've seen a tomato farm that everything just, before you know, everything was eaten by pest. Not just in tomato farm. I went to, somebody called me to consulted me to check his orange farm at a point. I went there. Fruits flies everywhere, eating up, damaging the crops. In fact, makes it be, you cannot even sell it. You cannot even sell it. But if the farmer had known what to do from the start, during the point or where they start having fruit formation, then it wouldn't have resulted to that. In fact, out of 10 that fell on the ground, 9 of them was infested. It reduces the risk of crop loss by pest. It gives you peace of mind. Disadvantage of an IPM program: it requires higher degree of management. It requires higher degree of management, more labor intensive, because it means that people have to scout, people have to monitor, people have to actually go from from one point of the farm to the other at interval, set traps. Success can be weather dependent. An IPM program requires a higher degree of management, making the decision not to use pesticides on a routine or regular basis. It requires an advanced planning and therefore a higher degree of management. This planning includes attention to field histories to anticipate what the pest problem might be, select crop varieties which are resistant or tolerant to pest damage, choosing tillage system that will suppress anticipated pest damages while giving the crop the greatest yield potential. IPM can be more labor intensive. Consistent, timely, and accurate field scouting takes time. However, it is this information that is necessary and is the cornerstone of IPM program. Without this information, you cannot make intelligent management decision. You cannot make an effective decision in your farm. In fact, without this information, you will lose most of the things you planted, because, like the example that I cited, in 1 hectare, you only have 2 stands that have issues, and you don't have this information that it's not all your farm that has issue, and you go ahead and spray everywhere, and you don't even know, maybe it was the fertilizer application that they applied that touched the leaves and now made openings on the leaves. You now think it's grasshopper that have eaten them. Without this information, you cannot make intelligent management decision. Success can be weather dependent. Weather can complicate IPM planning. For example, you might want to lower herbicide rate and use row cultivation to manage weed pressure. However, an extended wait period may reduce the effectiveness of row cultivation. Therefore, good IPM planner will have an alternate plan for when this problem arises. IPM is the way forward. Integrated pest management is important. Really, really important. It's really, really important. The benefit outweighs the disadvantage. The benefit outweighs the disadvantage. Consider for us, most of the people that are farmers now are going to farming because of a business, its profitability. So if you want to make more profits, you have to make a better decision. How do you make a better decision? How do you make a better decision? A better decision is made by keeping every farm management practices. Record your farm, inputs, fertilizer application, insecticide, pest application, every activities that you carry in the farm, you apply. Thank you very much. We are at the end. We are now at the end of the first module. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, sir. I think all the participants will acknowledge the fact that our facilitator has done the best. From all his explanations, I can briefly state that I understand thoroughly. Like, I got everything safe and sound. But still, there are more people that will have questions. There are still people that did not understand what was going on here. And for us that just came in when our facilitator was still teaching, this is simply adding technology to farming. When I say this, most people will just laugh. This guy does not know what he's saying. But if you listen to the facilitator, or I don't know if you know the meaning of technology, is simply the strategies that can improve the way of life of a particular thing. So today he was taking us on pest management for those that just came in, and from all he has given us, it is more than even technology, because from all he has simplified and explained, it is indeed a clear handout in which farmers can control pests in their farms. And without wasting much time, I will love to attend to those that had questions and those that did not understand one thing or the other during the session. Um, for ease, I would just love you to drop your question, then I will now read it out. Then maybe I can give two people the medium to, ask the facilitator questions directly. Thank you very, very much. On my message, the only question I'm seeing is from Adma Bisa Bahala, and he's saying, "Thank you very much for the lecture, sir. I would like to ask, why does IPM require a higher level of management compared to conventional pest control methods?" I repeat, he says, "Thank you very much, sir, for the lecture. I would like to ask, why does IPM require a higher level of management compared to conventional pest control methods?"
Okay, thank you very much. You can hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Like I said before, I like the question. I like the question when you ask um, Why does it require high level of compared to conventional method? You know, I believe that the conventional method you are talking about is you just go into the market, get your pests, your pesticide, and load it on your knapsack and start. You know, you use one person. You use one person to apply in 1 hectare. I believe that's what you're saying. Then you are telling me why? How is it better? Why it requires a high professionalism or using a IPM? IPM is where we are right now. We have gone past conventional method. Even in our subsistence farmers, we have gone past that. Because, for instance, take the example I gave before. I give that example. In 1 hectare, in 1 hectare, one of our farmer have noticed that only 2 stands. In fact, he even from information we had, he only saw those holes on the plant, and he's 1 or 2, and he decided to go to the market. He goes to the market and buy and apply the whole farm. Number one, he has incurred costs that he's not supposed to incur. And he does not even have the knowledge before that it was the fertilizer he applied that resulted to the holes that made him suspect that that he thought that those are pest related issues. He has incurred cost to do that. He has also incurred cost in the labor that he has employed to do that work. The farmhand he has used, he has incurred labor and time wasted. And at the same time, he may not have even have used the correct dosage. He applied to the farm, to the crops that do not have any problem. Maybe the crops are yellow in color. Maybe some places the tips are yellow. They decided to use herbicide. Oh, they said animals are beginning to attack them. Worms are there, and they start without actually scouting. Integrated farm management gives you leverage over the our normal farming system, where in integrated farm management you use all the available practices combined. You can use 2 or 3 practices at the same time. You can use crop rotation. You can use cultural method. So I don't know whether I've answered your question, please.
Yes, I think from all you have said, he understands it fully. I'll go immediately to the second question. And
Yes,
the
please.
second question seems to be very interesting. The question goes this way, sir. Please, sir, as regards IPM, does it mean we can combine organic and inorganic pest control? If
Yes.
yes, at what measure? He said,
Okay.
if yes, at what measure, sir?
Okay. I would like the person that asked this question to still be in the third module. Our third module will discuss chemical application. You understand? But yes, you can.
All right. I will give the floor to 2 people at random. Then they will ask their own questions officially, personally. So I'll first start with Adamu immediately. Please, you just have 1 minute to ask your question. Then the facilitator will give you an answer. Then you mute. Thank you very much, Adamu. The floor for you. You that's raising your hand. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
I want to ask about the farming system, sir. Is the traditional farming system and the modern system, which one is more sustainable in the agricultural development, especially in Nigeria?
Please come again with a question. Traditional and modern, which one is sustainable?
Yes, sir.
Are you asking this question in relation to IPM or farming
I
generally?
can no farming in general, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Traditional and modern farming system.
The network is cracking.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, traditional and modern farming system. All depends on
Yes,
the
sir.
farmer. But we have moved past the traditional farming system where we use hoes, we use all those farm tools that are slowing us down. Modern farming system gives us a more is better in the sense that in a modern traditional system we employ services of tractor, modernize, in fact mechanization. We use mechanization. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Something in our traditional system, you can use one person to spray and apply pesticide, for example, may even take them 2 or 3 days or 4 days. But in a modern farming system, use tractor with the tank attached to it. You can even spray 5 hectares in a day. Why our traditional method, you just use maybe one tank and the person cannot even finish in 2 or 3 days. Do you understand?
All right. Thank you very much. Please, I would love to. Please, thank you very much. I would love to inform everyone that if I do not appoint you to ask a question, please, for the meantime, you should just mute your mic. Please, thank you very, very much. Just mute your mic. Thank you. So I will give the next opportunity to. Sorry if I cannot pronounce your name well, but it goes Oguntoyibo Kinde for the next question. You will ask personally. Please, sir, you just ask. You have only 1 minute, then you mute.
Okay, thank you very much. I thank you for for giving us the privilege for asking a question. We love your teaching. Uh, about this IPA that you have been teaching us. Thank you for going up from crop to far to animal crop. Please, how can we control swine fever by IPL? That's my
Okay.
question.
Thank you very much. What's your name, please?
Oguntoyibo Kehinde, Kehinde,
Okay.
Kehid.
Mr. Kennedy,
Yeah.
I would like you to be in our module 3 so that I can explain this in details. There's a lot you need to
Okay.
hear. Yes, please. But there's a
Okay.
control. Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay.
Make sure you're there. Oh.
I'll be there by special grace of God.
Thank you
This
very
evening,
much.
Abi.
No, module 3 is the date is there on the
Okay, I will check it.
flyers. Yes.
Okay, I will check the date.
But that does not mean that you will
Thank
not
you.
be in the second, you will not be there on Saturday and the
I'll
other
try
one,
to learn
because if you
everything.
jump one, you may be able. Yes, please. Thank you very much.
I'm not able to understand.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
all
Thank
right.
you.
All right. Thank you very, very much. And please, the procedures for asking a question from now on personally will be first to thank our facilitator for all he has done and to show appreciation that you got what he said, so that we will know that you're not just coming from anywhere. So it is very, very necessary that you thank the facilitator for what you heard before you proceed to your question. I would love to advise those on YouTube that are with us live on YouTube to please send in your questions on the message box. We will get them and we will read them out. We have limited time for questions, so the faster you send in your messages, the better. But if still we cannot read your question, please forgive us. You just send your question to the chat, and I'm very, very sure our facilitator will answer you. Or with you still send it privately to our facilitator if you have contact with him. But if not, you put it on the chat, then from there, we will take you on. So our next question is from Sunday J. Umo in the message inbox, sir. He says, please, is plant pathology, nematology, and crop protection the same? Sir, the question goes again. Please, sir, is is plant pathology, nematology, and crop protection the same?
Okay, thank you very much. They are the same in the sense that we are looking at crop protection. Nematology talks about the nematodes and the rest of it. It's all about trying to describe pests and how to treat them.
All right. Thank you very, very much. I think that quickly answers his question. So immediately I have only 3 more. By 5:50, the question and answer session will end. And I'll take only 3 more questions, 1 message, then 2 personal questions. All right. My next question is from still the same person. Okay, I'll take from someone else. I'm seeing Farm Paul. He says, please, my name is Paul Namdi, sir. In course of our discussion, you said you like monocropping method in farming, but you said crop rotation and intercropping help us in IPM. I think, sir, he needs an explanation on that. I repeat, he says, in the course of our discussion, you said you like monocropping method in farming, but you said crop rotation and intercropping help us in IPM.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. Yes, crop rotation helps. But I was, me as a farmer, personally as a farmer, I prefer sow cropping. Not just because of the pest related issues, but farming in general. If I'm planting plantain, I like planting plantain so that it's easier for me to have control over the pests that are related only to plantain. If I'm planting rice, I know that I'm planting rice, except when I'm breaking the cycle, I know so that I will face, I will face the pests and problems or issues related to pests. But I know the reason for crop rotation is because in our farm system, we don't have that huge land to plant. So we settle in by planting 1 or 2 or 3 things in the same plot of land. Yes, crop rotation is also good.
Kinde, please mute your mic. Thank you. Please mute your mic,
I don't know
Kinde.
whether I
Thank
answered the
you.
question, Mr. Paul.
Yes, sir. So I think you answered his question. Thank you very much, sir. And please, I'll request that Kinde, please, you mute your mic. Your mic is very loud and it's causing nuisance. Thank you very much. But in the meantime, I'll give the last 2 asking questions to the last 2 people that are hands that are still up, in the person of Mr. or Mrs. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. Faith Akpariola. Akpariola, sorry for pronouncing your name wrongly, but please, the person should please ask his or her question immediately. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Good evening, sir. Thanks so much for the class.
Good evening.
It was really, really insightful. So my first question My first question is on bell pepper, for example. Let me start with on resistance. You talked about the fact that once you start using the same, once you start using pesticide too much on your crop, they tend to get resistant. I want to clarify that is it too much pesticide that resistance or the same? So that's
Hello.
the first question.
Can you come again? I didn't get you. Maybe it's network.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now. Go ahead.
All right. So my first question is that does excess pesticide really plants or continue?
Pesticide.
Is my first question clear, sir?
Yes, I think what you're asking if it's excessive or continual use of it, that's the problem.
I'm asking that is it excessive pesticide that causes pest resistance or continuous use of the same active ingredients?
Okay.
Okay, so
One.
that's my first question. I have
All
three
right.
questions. Okay, so the
Let
second
me
question
let
is
me
that
sorry, let me answer them why you can ask the other one.
all right, sir.
Continue if you continue use the continual use of a pesticide every other
Okay.
time, the same pesticide, the same um
Active ingredients.
what do you call it? The same active ingredients. Yes, you keep on using this over and over again. It's develop resistance. That's why sometimes you can easily change, use a different pesticide that does the same function, but not the same active ingredients.
Okay. All right.
Then
Okay, thank you so much.
excessive use of pesticide can even kill your crops or me. So
Yeah.
it's continual use. Yeah, go on the second question.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Okay, my second question is, for example, in bell pepper farming,
Yes.
pest infestation tend to increase during flowering stage. So in that situation or in that case, should the days of spraying pesticide increase or the dosage should be increased?
The days of spraying pesticides should increase, not the dosage.
In okay, I mean in flowering stage.
Is the days, not the dosage. If you keep on increasing dosage, it will probably, it's not advisable that way.
Okay.
All right.
So
Thank you
I have,
very.
I have one last I still have a question, just the last question.
Okay.
Okay, so my last question is that are there some chemicals that can be sprayed in vegetative stage? I'm actually talking based on hydroponics farm because I'm into that farming. So are there some chemicals that can be sprayed in vegetative stage of plants but cannot be sprayed in the flowering or fruiting stage?
Yes, there are, but they are all
Okay.
detailed in their third module. So you'll be here.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. That's all for now.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you very much for your questions. Indeed, this has been a beautiful session. But before I will close it all, I will not love to leave our YouTube people left out. So I would love to ask one question from a YouTube watcher. He has been with us here. His name is Jude Ben. He says, "Sir, how can one know when it's a pest attack or from the fertilizers per day?"
Come again, please.
The question goes that, "Sir, please, how can one know when it's a pest attack or it's from fertilizers per day? How do they know the effect, whether it's from a pest attack or if it's from the fertilizer they used to put?"
Fertilizer. Okay. It's very easy. It's very easy. The reason for this IPM is for us to actually monitor. When you monitor, when you do surveillance, when you go around your farm, you will know. You will know. when you have when the population in a particular, you can just take as an agronomist or as a farm manager or somebody in charge, a farm lead, you can just take a sample location and take, for instance, cassava. For instance, cassava. You 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 now take a sample location and you see that there are no white flies. Are you getting it now? So when you, you have to do your monitoring and surveillance very well
All right, sir.
before. Yes, it's not just because the instance I use, the example I use with fertilizer, the person does not know it's a fertilizer application.
All right.
It's still, yeah, it's, you just have to do your normal monitoring. Scout, scout the
Oh,
farm,
Azurike,
scout your
can you
farm.
please shut your mic?
Please, at this point, I'll come in. And please, I'll request that everyone, I don't know who said that, but please, that was wrong. So please, I'll request that we all quiet our mics. We just turn off your mic. That's the simplest thing we do. We will call an end to the question and answer session. I want to very much thank our facilitator for all he has done for the time and very much answering our questions effortlessly. So I'm very, very grateful for that, especially. But before we will draw to our close, I would love to invite a very important personality in the person of Mr. Victor to come give us announcements and a little farewell speech before we close. So please, Mr. Victor, please give us confirmation that you're here. Then the floor is for you. Thank you very much.
All right,
Mr.
so a
Victor.
very good evening. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Thank
All
you
right.
very much. A very good evening to every participant. We appreciate you. And so, once more, I would love to appreciate our facilitator for the day. Yeah, so Mr. Lee, Mr. Lucky, we are really grateful for such a pleasant and excellent presentation. We are grateful, and on behalf of the participant, I think it's because of time. So that's why he couldn't call some participants to appreciate you, but we just want to say a very big thank you to that. Yeah, and so we hope that in subsequent lectures we'll have that. So to our participants, we want to say a very big thank you for coming aboard. And I believe it has been productive thus far. But quickly, let me just give a brief, run about what you should know about us in Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative. So we at GSAI, we believe that, well, our mantra in which we uphold is that Africa in general needs better farmers and not just more farmers. Yes, we need better farmers. That is why you can see from the title of this, you know, program, it's called the Better Farmers Initiative. So we believe that there is need for better farmers. And from the questions I'm hearing, you can see that, yes, a lot of our farmers here are asking eminent questions that will help them become profitable in what they do. So we at GSA, I also believe that it is good that farmers become more profitable and sustainable. Yes, smallholder farmers should become more profitable and sustainable. Yes, we know that sustainability is the driving force of every aspect of the society today, both in farming. It is eminent that we choose sustainability in all we do. That is why IPM come into play. And so I just want to say just something small about IPM because I'm a northerner. In the north, there is something we always talk about when we say we want to do something. Gwari gwari. When you hear somebody tell you that in the north that we want to do something gwari gwari, we want it, something very very, simple. That you can teach a 4-year-old, and that is what our facilitator has done today. So basically, IPM is just imagine you fighting 4 people at once. Do you get? When 4 people integrate themselves to fight you, there is very high chance that you're not surviving. So that's basically IPM in a simple term. You get? And so that's why it is eminent that we put in integrated pest management, both in our plant as aspect, and also in our, you know, animal farm. So I want to appreciate you all, and I hope that you all will be up and ready for the remaining course of this program. Thank you very much. And because of our time, I'll stop here and allow our
The
programs
MC.
to quickly go on
To
with other
thank
housekeeping.
you, and thank you very, very much. And please, to those still sending in questions or raising your hands up, please, I would advise that you drop the questions on the group. If you look at our time, we were supposed to end by 6 o'clock, but we are behind schedule. So for the quick end of this session, please, I'll request that we mute our mics for the easy flow of everything here. Meanwhile, I will invite the person of McDonald. The floor is for you. Please give a confirmation that you're here. Then you do. Then we call. Then you talk. Then we come to a close. Thank you very much. McDonald, please.
Okay. Yes, yeah, can you please hear me?
Yes, please. In the mute your mic. Mute your mic, please. Thank you very much. I have said that severally. Kinde, please. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good evening,
evening. Good
everyone.
evening. Good evening.
Both
We
for
can
us
hear
that
you.
are here on Google Meet and
Evening,
for
we
us that
can
are
hear you.
on, okay, for us that are here on Google Meet and for us that are over there on YouTube. Good evening, everyone. I won't take much of our time. I just want to reiterate a little of what the facilitator said. One thing that caught my attention, I don't know if it caught your attention, was that IPM is a journey. It's a journey. So, like he said, please come back next time. We're going to have this class again on Saturday, have it again next week, Tuesday. Please ensure to join all the sessions. Before we close, I'll once again share these announcements from GSAI. So one, the access to training class materials for this training is completely free. So access to the slides are free, but these training materials will be dropped in the WhatsApp group at the end of the training. It will be dropped in the WhatsApp group at the end of the training. And the training links will be dropped 5 minutes to class time. So for many of us that are on this call that would also love, which I encourage us to also join the digital agriculture and agri data management class starting by 7 o'clock. By 6:55, we will drop the link for that class on all the training groups. And also this training is giving also a recognized certificate to those who need it. And for you to get the certificate, you need to make a donation of at least 5,000 naira for one certificate. So if you need a certificate as a certified IPM or certificate as a certified digital agricultural manager, you pay 5,000 naira for one certificate. But if you need the both, you pay 8,000 naira instead of 10,000 naira. Okay, and we're going to drop the details on the group. Then remember to follow us on all our social media handles, so that you can learn and know about when we have upcoming programs. We are on LinkedIn, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube. Follow us on all our handles. And finally, I want to say a very, very big thank you to our facilitator, Mr. Nze Ohazurike Lucky. Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you very, very much, sir. I enjoy your session, and I know that going forward, we all will continue to enjoy your sessions and most importantly, learn. Let's keep remembering this better farmers training projects. At the end of this training project, will I be a better farmer? Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point, I will draw this program to an end. My name is Peter Joseph, and we will have another session by 7. So in case this session was not enough, you can still follow us to join us on the next session. Goodbye and see you next time. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.